Part 34. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 331. Amos has been married twice. For Amos, both marriages were loveless, and he needed to rely on his wife's family to climb up. Once he reached a new level, his wife's family could no longer help him, so he would find a way to get the other party to file for divorce. Of course, these were some more high-sounding methods. Amos is a workaholic, my daughter and I need his company, but he said that the people need him more. I can't stand this kind of life alone. Every time his marriage ended, his wife told the judge this. These two marriages gave him 3 daughters. All 3 daughters have grown up and married. Amos was full of regrets that no one would inherit his career and property. Then, at a private dinner, his nephew John Joyce brought his college classmate Marlene Taylor. She was traveling in California. Marlene Taylor's appearance was very consistent with Amos's aesthetics, with watery eyes, a very young and ignorant look, but a figure that made people's blood boil. Marlene frequently flirted with Amos. Under the care of the bodyguard, Amos dragged Marlene to the toilet, and the two of them had a good time. However, his little wife was very capable, and of course, he himself was also very capable, and his wife was pregnant. If it was a boy, it would be even better. If it was a girl, he would raise her as a boy, and he could also pass all the family property to his daughter. Chen Ling suspected John because John often appeared in Amos's mansion after Marlene married Amos. Sometimes they had dinner together, and sometimes John accompanied Marlene to auctions or operas. Amos was particularly relieved about John. Because John was a gay. He had no interest in women. Only Chen Ling knew that John was bisexual and had tried to rape Chen Ling, but was beaten up by Chen Ling. But Chen Ling did not tell Amos about this. As an adopted daughter, Chen Ling inevitably had intersections with John during her growth. When she was a child, John was a little bully and bullied Chen Ling many times. At that time, Chen Ling was still young and couldn't really do anything to Amos's nephew. Every time there was a conflict or friction, Chen Ling would choose to tolerate it. Because there were several times when Chen Ling complained to Amos, Amos's approach was, no matter how reasonable Chen Ling was or how unreasonable John was, it was always Chen Ling's fault. This is the difference between close and distant. So, John was Marlene's college classmate and often went in and out of Amos's house. It would not be too simple if something happened. The reason for suspecting the shepherd was that when Chen Ling was sorting out the Kali software, she found that the shepherd had private dealings with Marlene. Of course, it is not ruled out that Amos commissioned Marlene to explain the task to the shepherd. Chen Ling closed her eyes and sorted it out carefully. Whether it was what she collected herself, or on the Kali software, plus the things in this USB flash drive. All the ugly crimes were strung together like a group of big firecrackers with thousands of bangs. As long as the time is right, Chen Ling will ignite the fuse. This set of firecrackers is guaranteed to be deafening and resound throughout America. And every sound of firecrackers is the explosive drum beat of Chen Ling's revenge song and the elegy of Amos to the grave. Asterisk. The next day, Chen Ling had dinner with her family, confessed her affair with Brother Lan, and then got on the housekeeper's car and went out. Today is the day for the main actors of the Light and Blood crew to meet. Before the official shooting, the actors have to get familiar with each other, get closer, and try to establish friendships with each other to facilitate communication and exchanges during future filming. Xinjiao Fengxing Entertainment Company now pays special attention to Chen Ling. Chen Ling is a rising star in the entertainment industry, and she has won wide praise for her unconventional approach and has a promising future. Therefore, the company handed over all the artists under Wang Zhen, asking Wang Zhen to seriously connect with Chen Ling and serve Chen Ling. Not only that, a small assistant was arranged for Chen Ling to be responsible for logistics and miscellaneous work. Chen Ling sat in the car and called Wang Zhen. Sister Zhen, I'm almost at Nanxing Film and Television City. Where are you? Wang Zhen, Xiaoxing and I are already there. We're at the gate. Chen Ling looked out of the car and saw Wang Zhen and a timid, thin girl standing outside the gate of the Film and Television City. The car stopped in front of Wang Zhen. Chen Ling said goodbye to the housekeeper Uncle Li and got out of the car. Wang Zhen had a new hairstyle, dyed chestnut color, and her eyebrows and eyes were energetic. It was obvious that she had gotten rid of the harm caused by the scumbag man and scumbag woman. Wang Zhen patted the thin girl beside her. Hurry up and call someone. The girl's assistant immediately bowed to Chen Ling. Hello, Teacher Chen Ling. I'm Lin Langxing. From today on, I'm Teacher Chen Ling's assistant. Please give me more advice. Chen Ling's eyes swept over her slightly worn sneakers, her sweatpants that were washed a little white, and her coat that looked like she had been worn for a long time and was too big to fit. Hello, Xiaoxing, just call me Sister Chen or Sister Ling from now on. Okay, Sister Ling. Xiaoxing immediately called someone obediently. Wang Zhen stared at the screen of her mobile phone and said, let's go, the crew is in the East District. Chen Ling chatted with Xiaoxing as they walked. How old are you this year? Sister Ling, I'm 19 years old this year, Lin Langxing said a little stiffly. Is this your first time as an assistant? No, Sister Ling, I worked as an assistant at Huanbei Film and Television Company for a while. Lin Langxing carried her big shoulder bag and pushed her glasses, about 4 or 5 months. Why did you leave? Chen Ling asked. Lin Langxing hesitated. Don't be afraid, I just want to know more about the people around me. You don't have to worry about anything. Just say whatever you want. Chen Ling's voice was gentle. Wang Zhen added, our Chen Ling has nothing else but special justice. If you have any difficulties, don't hide them. We need you to work without distraction. Lin Langxing took a breath and whispered, because, the star I followed before committed suicide. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 332. Wang Zhen blurted out, you used to be Jiao Shushan's assistant. Xiaoxing nodded. Chen Ling didn't know much about the stars in the circle, so she asked Wang Zhen, what happened to Jiao Shushan? Wang Zhen said, Jiao Shushan is sweet and lovely, and she has acted in several popular TV series. One of them is a very popular campus idol drama, in which she played the heroine. This drama was very popular at the time. I remember that 5 or 6 months ago, Jiao Shushan was found hanging in her apartment. However, I heard that she seemed to have a bad temper and often lost her temper on the set. Xiaoxing retorted, no, Sister Tian is a very good person. She lost her temper several times, all for other people. Another time was for me. Chen Ling turned around and asked Xiaoxing, then do you know why Jiao Shushan committed suicide? Xiaoxing said categorically, Sister Tian did not commit suicide. Chen Ling stopped. Xiaoxing murmured, but, no one believes me. Chen Ling frowned and wanted to ask her something, but she held back. Because someone came from behind. Teacher Chen Ling, it was a woman's voice. Chen Ling lowered her voice and said to Xiaoxing quickly, tell me about this matter when you have a chance. Maybe I can help you and your sister Tian. Xiaoxing's eyes flashed with hope, and she nodded heavily. Chen Ling turned around and saw that it was the hero Chen Yuxu's wife and agent, Tang Yuyan. Beside her was her husband Chen Yuxu, who had an unhappy expression on his face. Hello, Teacher Tang. Chen Ling politely walked a few steps towards Tang Yuyan, shook her hand, and then turned her head to greet Chen Yuxu behind her. Hello, Teacher Chen. Tang Yuyan smiled heartily and said to Chen Ling, oh, don't call me teacher, just call me Yuyan. Chen Ling also smiled, then you can call me Chen Ling. Tang Yuyan greeted Wang Zhen again, and even the assistant Xiaoxing greeted her enthusiastically. Tang Yuyan was quite cheerful, chatting and laughing with Chen Ling and Wang Zhen, and walked to the East District studio together. Chen Yuxu was not good at speaking, so he followed silently. Several actors have come to the studio, 4 of the 6 guardians have arrived, and some crew members have also arrived. The actor of the villain Mu King Suan, Hung Cha Bakinkan, and the producer and director have not arrived. When everyone met, of course, there was another round of commercial flattery of "I have heard of you for a long time and you are much better than on TV." Only Green Tea Gao Hang sat alone in the corner. He was a newcomer with a low status and neither an agent nor an assistant. Before Chen Ling came, he had been looking down at the script in his hand. But after Chen Ling came in, his eyes were always on Chen Ling. There were a lot of people on the set, and Chen Ling noticed that there was a line of sight always on her. But when she looked up, the line of sight disappeared. Chen Ling turned around and continued to greet others. Then, she raised her hand as if unintentionally and looked at her watch. Then, she quickly raised her head and saw Gao Hang also raised his hand and subconsciously looked at the watch on his wrist. If you feel that someone is secretly looking at you, the fastest way to verify it is to raise your wrist to look, or yawn, then the other person will also subconsciously look at your wrist or yawn. Chen Ling smiled. Oh, it turned out that he was looking at her. Chen Ling quickly ended the current greeting conversation and walked towards Gao Hang. Seeing Chen Ling walking straight towards him, Gao Hang immediately tensed up. After approaching, Chen Ling smiled gently at Gao Hang. "Why are you sitting here alone?" Her smile was no longer Chen Ling. It was Yeshao Kaiu. This is also what Yeshao Kaiu said when he first met the 6-year-old Green Tea in the book. Green Tea was cold and arrogant by nature. He was very unhappy to be chosen by his family to be the guardian of the eldest lady. He felt that if he became someone else's guardian, he would have to use his life as someone else's armor. Why? But the soft and cute little girl with round faces and white beads tied in her hair, blinked her ignorant eyes and asked herself with concern, "Why are you sitting here alone?" She put her hands on her waist and looked around. "Whose baby are you? Is someone bullying you? Tell me, I'll help you vent your anger." Such a small person, not even as tall as himself, wanted to seek justice for himself. Green Tea decided at that time that he would protect this lovely girl with his life. Until he died. With just one sentence, Chen Ling brought Gao Hang into the play. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line. The female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 333. Chen Ling extended her hand. "Hello, Gao Hang, my name is Chen Ling." Gao Hang left the play, and the nervous and doubtful expression on his face disappeared. As a fan of the book, he had very high expectations for the heroine. When he heard that the heroine was Chen Ling, he went online to search for clips of Chen Ling's previous film and television performances, and then he was completely disappointed. If she can't even play the simplest brainless villain well, how can we expect her to play the complex Yeshao Kai well? However, Chen Ling cleverly borrowed the words from the book as an opening remark, and was able to speak in the natural and domineering tone of Yeshao Kaiu, which proved that she had read the original work carefully, analyzed and experienced Yeshao Kaiu's form and spirit very carefully, and expressed it naturally. Gao Hang's doubts and disgust towards Chen Ling disappeared. He put down the script, extended his hand, shook hands with Chen Ling, and said sincerely, "Nice to meet you, Teacher Chen Ling." It was almost time, and other actors also arrived one after another. Bai Qingqin boasts about his love for Chen Ling every day on the internet, saying "Kiss my wife" and "I love Chen Ling so much," but when he saw Chen Ling in person, he seemed very reserved. Sister Qingqin Chen Ling saw Bai Qingqin from a distance and took the initiative to greet her. Bai Qingcan hadn't seen Chen Ling for many days. When he saw Chen Ling today, he found that Chen Ling had changed a lot. She was more relaxed, her expression was more indifferent, and she was more beautiful. Chen Ling, Bai Qingcan smiled shyly, long time no see. On the side, Bai Qingcan's agent DK and Wang Zhen started to quarrel. DK, without our Chen Ling to add topics for you, do you feel lonely? Wang Zhen winked. DK raised his hand, I'm not lonely at all, and I feel very relaxed. I don't have to think about what incredible news I'll see on the internet every day when I wake up. Oh really? Wang Zhen smiled with her arms folded. Your Bai Muchuan is quite supportive of our Chen Ling, and even said that he would eat the agent of actor Zhang. DK rolled his eyes, this is a worry. His eyes saw a person coming in the direction of the venue, paused, and asked in a low voice, Sister Zhen, do you think that's 11 Bao? The smile on Wang Zhen's face disappeared instantly, and a moment of hidden pain flashed across her face. She followed DK's line of sight. Beside producer Gong was a girl with exquisite dress and sweet smile, it was 11 Bao. Wang Zhen still remembered that when she first met 11 Bao, she always lowered her head, spoke in a thin voice, was timid and cowardly, and looked like she was ready to apologize at any time. At this moment, 11 Bao was like a proud peacock, holding her head up confidently, looking like a capable strong woman. Wang Zhen said coldly, what 11 Bao? She is now Who Live producer. The 4 characters on the blue label on 11 Bao's neck are particularly obvious, live producer. This little girl looks low-key, but she is actually very cunning. When she first came to our company, everyone thought she knew nothing and was helpless, and everyone was willing to help her. DK sighed, unexpectedly, we all became her stepping stones. Wang Zhen snorted and rolled her eyes. Seeing Wang Zhen like this, DK couldn't help but remind her, she is now rising in status and her status is there. We are not interfering with each other now, so we should avoid each other if we can. Try not to have conflicts. Why? Wang Zhen said with a gloomy face, bad guys want to enjoy a good life happily. We good people who have done nothing wrong should give way to villains. I don't want to hide or give way. You have to consider Chen Ling and the company. DK advised. Wang Zhen said confidently, it's because of Chen Ling and the company that I can't let such a person harm the crew. DK was stunned. After a while, he said, Sister Zhen, you always tried to keep things quiet before, why are you so stubborn now? Have you found a backer? Wang Zhen raised her chin, of course I have a backer, and my backer is Chen Ling. Chen Ling, who had been listening attentively, clapped her hands. Sister Zhen, I'm afraid that you will encounter trouble, hide it, and then turn a small hidden danger into a big disaster. Tell me what evil this on-site producer named 11 Bao has done. Chen Ling raised her eyebrows. Bai Qingcan held his face with red eyes, Wu Mai Lingling is so handsome. DK. Why are they so irrational? But, it seems to be quite enjoyable. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 334. While they were talking, producer Gong and on-site producer Hu Zibao came over. Chen Ling, you came so early. Producer Gong took the initiative to greet Chen Ling without any airs, how are you doing today? Chen Ling smiled and said, I'm in good condition today. Then she looked at Zibao behind her and asked proactively, who is this? Producer Gong said, this is the on-site producer, named Hu Suitong. It seems that Hu Zibao has changed his name. Hu Suitong smiled broadly and came over to hold Chen Ling's hand, hello, Teacher Chen. I have heard about you for a long time. When I saw you today, you look much better than on TV. Chen Ling didn't reach out, but smiled lightly, I didn't expect our on-site producers to be so young. Hu Suitong's smile was a little stiff. Producer Gong said, she is the person appointed by our boss even though she is young, She is very serious about her work. Chen Ling seemed to be joking. Isn't it necessary to work seriously? If you can join our crew, who can't be serious? The key is to have a good character. Gong Baiyu glanced at Chen Ling thoughtfully, then at Hu Suitong. Hu Suitong was recruited from the TV station partner. Gong Baiyu saw that Hu Suitong's resume was quite impressive, and the on-site production sounded high-end. To put it bluntly, he was actually a somewhat powerful logistician with low technical content. Gong Baiyu nodded and agreed for her to join the crew. But Chen Ling's words were almost pointing at his nose and saying that Hu Suitong's character was not upright. In other words, Chen Ling was reminding herself to be careful of Hu Suitong. Hu Suitong withdrew his hand with a gloomy face. Gong Baiyu said, I still have something to do over there, so let's go over there first and you guys can continue to keep in touch. After saying that, he strode away without greeting Hu Suitong. Hu Suitong's previous arrogance was much lowered. When Gong Baiyu walked away, she raised her feet and prepared to leave. When he passed by Wang Zhen, he lowered his voice and said, Are you throwing dirty water on me again? What? Find a fool to lean on, and you will become more courageous. It is said that the voice is lowered, but in fact the voice is not low. Her words could be heard by everyone present. Hu Suitong was sure that Chen Ling would not dare to confront him on the first day he joined the crew. Unexpectedly, Chen Ling didn't talk about martial arts at all, and smiled at Hu Suitong. What's wrong with Buka? Buka can also play the heroine, unlike some people who can't be actors and can only work as crew members on the crew. If you really have the ability, will you kick me out? Hu Suitong smiled coldly, don't think that you are just a person when I call you teacher. I gave you face today, but you didn't give me face. There will be a day when you regret it. Chen Ling has always been the one who scares people. How could he be intimidated by a threat of Hu Suitong's level? Hey, I regret it now. Why did I let someone like you sneak in? Hu Suitong rolled his eyes at Chen Ling and left arrogantly. Looking at her leaving figure, Chen Ling frowned. There are only two possibilities for her daring to make such a noise: either she is extremely brainless, or she is extremely confident. And Big K just said that this girl is extremely rich. That shows that Hu Suitong is confident. Chen Ling could have fired this person from the crew with just one phone call, but Chen Ling did not do so. She was quite curious that such a small on-site producer dared to openly shout to the heroine in the play. What exactly was her reliance? That's why she deliberately sneered at her as if she was angered by Hu Suitong. An emotional enemy will lower the opponent's vigilance. Soon, director Su's Himu arrived. As soon as he arrived, he gathered the actors together. Different crews have different styles. And this style is often determined by the director. Director Su is a person who takes filming seriously. He has only one purpose, to make every work well. Everyone is very active and came quite early. Director Su said with a smile, I think everyone has introduced each other. Let me tell you the truth first. The cast of the crew has basically been selected. We will burn incense and start shooting in 3 days. There will be a total of 5 shooting locations for this shooting. Our first stop is Xianyang. The shooting period is expected to be 3 weeks. Some people may question, why do we have to go to on-site filming instead of using a good film and television studio? This is what screenwriter and author Shadow Song requested. He said that the scenery in the film and television city was too neat and fake, and he couldn't get a sense of it when filming it. And the audience was tired of watching it. Of course, I'm going to say something ugly first. Don't think that everything will be fine once you join the cast. Our crew cannot tolerate people who are just pretending to be fake. Please have time to read more about the original work, read the script, and figure out the role, so as not to start filming. Next, please ask the venue manager to distribute the QR code of our WeChat group to everyone. Scan the code to join the group to facilitate communication. After all the actors added WeChat, Director Su began to talk about the drama. Hu Suitong, on the other hand, hid in a place where no one was around and sent messages. Cheng Ling is a very impulsive and protective person. He doesn't have any scheming ideas, and he got me fired up with just a few words. He is suitable for trapping. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 335. Director Su analyzes and positions the roles played by each person from the perspective of a director. He gives them tips on what angles they should interpret and how to control the emotions of the characters. Director Su is indeed a gold medal director, and he can analyze a character in a few words. Nowadays, everyone is most looking forward to Cheng Ling. After all, Cheng Ling's acting skills are notoriously poor, and the role she plays is the soul of the book, the heroine. Although Cheng Ling has performed well in the last 2 variety shows. But that is a variety show after all, it can only be said that she has a better sense of variety, not good acting skills. Director Su is a notoriously picky perfectionist. Will he allow a person with poor acting skills to ruin a good drama? Director Su seemed to see the doubts in everyone's hearts. He said, although today is a day for everyone to meet in a relaxed manner, I still want everyone to get into the role as soon as possible. The play Light and Blood is centered on Yeshao Kaiu. I think you need to know Yeshao Kaiu in advance. Cheng Ling, can you perform a scene of Yeshao Kaiu? This will make it easier for everyone to substitute your image when watching the play in the future, so that it will be less unfamiliar when filming. Of course Cheng Ling stood up without hesitation and looked around everyone. Then which scene should I perform? It means that everyone can choose at will. So confident? Unexpectedly, the one who spoke was the male lead Chen Yugzu, who had remained silent. Let's perform the 325th scene, the scene where Yeshao Kaiu heard that his master was injured and dying. Cheng Ling nodded simply, okay, then this scene. 325th scene? So far back. Everyone quickly flipped through the script in their hands. In this section, the Ye clan members trusted the Mu clan and decided to marry despite Yeshao Kaiu's strong opposition. The male protagonist quietly left the territory and designed to test the Mu clan, and almost died in the hands of the enemy. Yeshao Kaiu brought 6 guardians to rescue the male protagonist at the critical moment. But the male protagonist was seriously injured, and the doctor Bai Cha shook his head and said that he could only rely on fate. The female protagonist stood in the moonlight with the bamboo flute that her master liked. In this section, there are close-ups of the female protagonist's facial emotions, and there is also a very difficult crying scene. Crying scenes are very difficult. In the process of formal filming, there will be back and forth scenes, and the emotions will accumulate to the point of collapse, so that crying will be smoother. Such a sudden crying scene, the difficulty is really too high. However, Cheng Ling did not look at the script, nor did she take the script, but reached out to take the pen in Director Su's hand. She walked out of her seat and stood in the middle of the open space. Everyone. Don't you need to read the script? Did she swallow the entire script? Everyone held their breath and looked at Cheng Ling standing in the center of the venue. No, it was the new head of the Ye family, Yeshao Kaiu. Yeshao Kaiu was seen holding her master's bamboo flute, Director Su's signature pen, tightly in her hand and walking slowly forward. But her steps became faster and faster. Finally, she staggered. Her high head, upright shoulders and neck, and straight back became shorter and shorter. She squatted on the ground helplessly. She looked at the bamboo flute in her hand. Yeshao Kaiu, who was trained as the next head of the family since childhood, would not cry easily. But her father was seriously injured, the tribe members were short-sighted, and the enemies were powerful and endless, which made her heart full of panic. And her strongest backing, the master, is now unconscious and dying. Yeshao Kaiu's eyes were wet, and then a tear slid down her cheek. Her crying was quiet. Her thin shoulders trembled slightly, and her eyes were filled with tears. Soon, the tears became more and more. They fell to the ground in large drops. They also fell into the hearts of everyone present. This silent crying was even more heartbreaking. At this moment, they all became characters in the play. They wished they could reach out and help the woman up, at least to stop her from crying alone. The scene was completely silent. Only the occasional sound of Yeshao gasping for air due to crying could be heard. Director Su quickly pushed Shensaran, Bai Cha's actor. Bai Cha was stunned for a moment, and then he realized that it was his turn to read the lines. He quickly glanced at the lines, stood up from his seat, and trotted towards Yeshao. "Young master," Bai Cha shouted with surprise, "Master, master, he is awake." Yeshao immediately stood up from the ground. Tears were still hanging on her face, but her expression instantly changed from sadness to surprise. She grabbed Bai Cha's shoulders and asked anxiously, "Really?" Bai Cha nodded, "Really?" Before Bai Cha finished speaking, Yeshao ran towards the house. No one came back to their senses until Chen Ling bowed to thank him. For the first time, Chen Yuxu's originally indifferent face flashed with an expression of appreciation. He said, "Your acting is very good. I am looking forward to acting with you. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." The soul travels through the 18th line. The female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 336. Everyone had been more or less skeptical about Chen Ling's identity as the heroine. After the performance by Li Ling, they were all convinced. Chen Ling is definitely a leading actress who won by her acting skills. Director Su is indeed a great director. He did this firstly to convince Chen Ling and secondly because when everyone read the script, they could only rely on imagination to guess the image of the paper man. From this moment on, the image of Chen Ling's heroine was engraved in their minds. When you look through the script again, when you see the word Yeshao, you will automatically be reminded of Chen Ling's face. After Chen Ling returned to her seat, the others smiled at her more sincerely. A pale explanation is meaningless and may even make you feel guilty. It is better to speak with strength. After discussing for a long time, Director Su clapped his hands. "Everyone, be quiet. I'm very grateful to everyone for taking the time to get to know our crew members in advance. I hope that in the remaining few days, everyone can adjust their status as much as possible, seize the time to deal with their own affairs, and try not to ask for leave at will after we join the group. Of course, if you have time, read the script more, speculate more about the character style in the play, and get into the role as early as possible. Today's meeting ends here. Thank you everyone." Chen Ling said goodbye to everyone one by one, and after chatting with Director Su for a few words, she took Wang Zhen and Xiao Xin to the outside of the film and television city. As soon as he left the studio, he saw John Killen's low-key black car. Afraid of causing trouble for Chen Ling, John Killen didn't get out of the car. Opening the rear door, Wang Zhen and Xiao Xin sat in the back seat, while Chen Ling sat in the passenger seat. "Brother Lan, one of these two is my agent Wang Zhen, and the other is my new assistant, Lin Ling." Seeing Chen Ling first introduce the people he brought with him, "I have something very important that I want to talk to. Let's talk. Just drive us to the Shandu meat shop. It's quieter and more convenient for chatting." "Okay. Everyone, fasten your seat belts," John Killen warned and started the car. Wang Zhen's eyes are very vicious. From Chen Ling's attitude, she had a basic judgment on the relationship between the two. But in front of Xiao Xing, an outsider, she didn't say it clearly. Chen Ling glanced at Lin Ling Xing. She clutched her backpack tightly to her chest, her eyes wary a state of defense and vigilance. Chen Ling comforted her, Don't worry, this friend is a policeman. Policeman John Killen glanced at Chen Ling. Chen Ling smiled at him. You can't reveal your true identity, right? Anyway, they are all public servants protecting the people and the country, there is not much difference. Lin Lengxing's posture became loose. Chen Ling observed the words and slowed down his voice. It will take at least half an hour for us to reach our destination. Take this opportunity to tell me about Jiao Shushan. Tell me as much as you know. Don't have any scruples. Lin Lengxing looked at Wang Zhen, and Wang Zhen took Lin Lengxing's hand. My scumbag boyfriend Qi Zhenfei, and that Hang Suiyang, Chen Ling helped me take care of them. After hearing these words, Lin Lengxing completely let go of his inner guard and slowly talked about Jiao Shushan. Jiao Shushan was 22 years old when she died. When she was 15 years old, while waiting for the bus after school, she was discovered by the casting director of a local TV series who was filming a local TV series, and she was asked to play a small supporting role in the TV series. Unexpectedly, the TV show was not popular, but several scenes of Jiao Shushan in the TV series were edited by public accounts, set to music, and posted online. She became an instant hit and made her debut quickly. Jiao Shushan's native family is very poor. His father drank and beat people, and his mother was addicted to gambling. Originally, they wanted to wait for Jiao Shushan to graduate from high school before letting her work in the factory as a female worker. When the age comes, let the woman marry a rich man and earn some dowry money. It's better now. The daughter became a star and earned several times as much money as a female worker. Father Jiao and Mother Jiao only need to lie down and enjoy themselves, and no longer need to go out to make money. A 15-year-old innocent and beautiful girl with no foundation, entered the dark entertainment circle. Like a fat little goat caught in a wolf pen. After being violated for the first time, Jiao Shushan trembled and asked her parents for help, saying that she no longer wanted to stay in the entertainment industry and wanted to go back to school. What awaited her was a beating and scolding. No matter what unfair treatment or insult she suffered, her parents would never stand up for her. They were only worried that Jiao Shushan would not be able to make money for them. They didn't care about the money in their hands, it was what Jiao Shushan sold in exchange for it. Jiao Shushan had no choice but to return to the company in despair. However, all this was just the opening ceremony of her tragic life. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 337. Huanbeiwi Entertainment Company is located on the upper floors of a high-end office building. The basement of this office building has a hair salon, a massage salon, a restaurant, and a 5-star hotel. There are often various men who look very rich coming to Huanbeiwi for meetings. After each meeting, the company will arrange some female stars to take these big men who are attending the meeting to the hair salon downstairs, or to a restaurant for dinner, or take them to the hotel where they are staying. Jiao Shushan is one of them. Whenever she is assigned by the company to receive these big men, she will not show up for 1 or 2 days. When she appears in the company again, she is obviously in a bad mental state. The whole person is like a frightened bird, especially easy to be frightened, and especially easy to be irritable and lose temper. Every time she calms down, she will apologize, saying that it is a special day, she is not feeling well, and she is not getting enough sleep, please forgive her. There are often negative news about Jiao Shushan excluding newcomers in the company on the internet. This rumor is true. She did exclude newcomers, often forcing young stars who had just entered the industry to give up certain social activities, and even squeezed them out of Huanbeiwi Entertainment Company in serious cases. It was not until later that Xiao Xing realized Jiao Shushan's good intentions. Jiao Shushan was like a watcher in the wheat field, guarding the edge of the cliff, using her clumsy methods to protect those ignorant girls from falling into the dark and desperate cliff. After following Jiao Shushan, Xiao Xing knew a lot of ugly, twisted, and deeply hidden things. She vaguely guessed what Xiao Shushan was arranged to do by the company. Xiao Xing said righteously, Sister Tian, have you been bullied? I think you can't bear it silently like this, you should resist. Xiao Shushan smiled bitterly. She said, resistance, what ability does she have to resist? Who can make the decision for her? Xiao Xing didn't know Xiao Shushan's family situation, so she said, Sister Tian, you can ask your parents for help. Xiao Shushan was silent. Over the years, her parents' attitude towards her has indeed improved a lot. Maybe they have changed now. Xiao Xing saw her heartbeat and continued to persuade, parents are the people who love us the most in this world. Sometimes the method may be wrong, but the heart is good. If you tell them about your experience, they will not ignore it. Xiao Shushan listened. The next day, she asked for leave and returned to her hometown in the next province. A few days later, Xiao Shushan returned to the company. She was full of dead despair. Xiao Xing, Xiao Shushan said, you are wrong. Some parents don't love their children at all. In their eyes, there is only money. Children are their tools to make money. Xiao Xing took Xiao Shushan back to his apartment, cooked for her, and let her sleep well. After a full meal and a good sleep. After waking up, Xiao Shushan told Xiao Xing everything about her past. Including what happened after returning to her hometown this time. Xiao Shushan, do you know what my parents did when I told them about the bullying? They seriously asked me the names and identities of the other party. I only picked one or two not so powerful characters and told them. Then they accompanied me back to Fengcheng. Then, Xiao Shushan covered her face, they ran to the company of those people and threatened to get more money. The other party gave the money. They returned home happily. They criticized me, saying that I was stubborn and couldn't sell my body for a price. Don't be stupid in the future, take whatever people give you. Learn to bargain. Just like them. Xiao Xing, listen to my advice, don't step into the hell of the entertainment industry. As for her experience, he only said a few words lightly. The salons, massages, restaurants, and hotels downstairs of Huanbei are all places where female stars of the company are persecuted. These big guys will come to the company to pick people to play with. She was forced to play SM, and sometimes she was strangled to death, because when she was dying, her whole body would twitch and tighten. If I die one day, it may be suicide, or it may be killed by them. Xiao Shushan looked at the prosperous Feng Cheng outside the window, with hope in her eyes. I don't want to die. I think one day, I will escape from the devil's cave and run to a place where no one knows me. Build a small mud house, raise some chickens, ducks, rabbits, and a big wolf dog who is loyal to its master. Then, not long after, Xiao Shushan was found hanging in the apartment. Xiao Xing said in a low voice, I don't believe that Sister Tian committed suicide, but I can't even see Sister Tian's body. I also tried to collect evidence to prove that Sister Tian was killed. Then, I received several death threats. Once, she was waiting for the subway. When the subway was about to arrive, someone suddenly pushed her hard from behind. Fortunately, there was a big brother next to her who was quick and pulled her back. After brushing shoulders with death, Xiao Xing didn't dare to make any more efforts. Later, she resigned. It is said that Xiao Shushan's parents went to the company and made a scene. The company compensated them a large sum of money. Then, Xiao Shushan was pushed to the crematorium and burned. Her parents used her and did not take her home. Instead, they let her lie in a small box in the urn storage room of the crematorium. Slowly, she was forgotten by people. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Bulletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 338. But, I don't even have the courage to worship her. After saying that, Xiao Xing buried her face in her arms. The carriage fell into silence. Xiaoxing's thin shoulders trembled slightly. Wang Zhen reached out to hug Xiaoxing. Chen Ling coughed lightly and stopped Wang Zhen with her eyes. At this time, comfort is of no use. Only by actually helping her can we truly comfort her. Chen Ling sighed, your circle is really chaotic. Wang Zhen had a question mark on her face, you are also a member of your circle. Chen Ling frowned and thought for a while. No one has ever made any unspoken rules about her. Not even a hint. And I have never heard any celebrities around me say similar things. She only knew that Bang's Chable often played tricks on celebrities, but she didn't expect that people would dare to be so rampant in Maple City. Chen Ling said, no one has ever tried to impose hidden rules on me. John Killen turned his face slightly. Wang Zhen glanced at his back and sneered, ha! Hidden rules for you. Your dad has already broken the legs of several people who have this idea. After a pause, Wang Zhen added, of course, we also have to thank our rich boss, who controls this area very strictly. In fact, this kind of thing is not uncommon in the entertainment industry. Chen Ling was confused, but, I have never heard my celebrity friends say anything like this. Wang Zhen spread her hands, because you have no friends in the circle. Not a single one. Chen Ling. I thank you for your sincerity. The silent Xiaoxing spoke again, Sister Ling, can you really help Sister Tian get revenge? Chen Ling looked seriously into Lin Lengxing's eyes and said, you can watch how I find and deal with these bastards. Watch how I make them pay the price. Not only for Qiao Shushan, but also for the countless victims. Xiaoxing looked at Chen Ling. After a while, she lowered her head and fumbled around in her backpack for a while. Finally, she took out a black USB flash drive. She handed it to Chen Ling. This is the relic left by Sister Tian, Xiaoxing said. She gave me a key. She said that if one day something unexpected happened to her, she would ask me to go to Unit 1 of Building 3 of Bihai Hualan Community. There is a mailbox cabinet on the first floor. Find the mailbox of 1205. There is important evidence in it. She asked me to leave it to a reliable person. After she died, I went secretly and found this USB flash drive. But I don't know who I can rely on. I tried to open it myself. But the USB disk was encrypted and I couldn't unlock it. I didn't dare to ask professionals to help unlock it. Chen Ling looked at the USB flash drive in his hand and asked, is this community where Qiao Shushan lived before his death? Xiaoxing shook her head, no, Sister Tian doesn't live in that community. John Killen, who had been silent until now, spoke. That means there should be other insiders besides you. Chen Ling agreed, yes. And the other party is very likely to be a victim. Xiaoxing, do you know if Qiao Shushan has any good friends? Lin Lengxing shook his head again, I don't know. Sister Tian has always been a loner. While talking, the car drove outside the Handel butcher shop. John Killen found a parking space outside the store and stopped. Chen Ling, wearing a baseball cap and mask, greeted the lobby manager and led a few people straight to the private room. The private room was the one Chen Ling took John Killen to. It had floor-to-ceiling windows on three sides and was very bright. However, such an open environment made Lin Lengxing feel unsafe. The car space is quite narrow, which is conducive to people pouring out their inner secrets. Just like the confessional of a church priest, they are all dark and hidden little black rooms. This comes from human genes. People grow up in their mother's womb, and confined spaces give people an inexplicable sense of security. Therefore, if you want someone to reveal their secrets, you will usually choose a dark secret room. Lin Lengxing had nightmares every day during this period. She dreamed that someone discovered that she had obtained Qiao Shushan's USB flash drive and wanted to kill her and silence her. She also dreamed that Qiao Shushan asked her why she didn't come to see her, why she didn't avenge herself. Lin Lengxing was extremely afraid of the night. Now, She handed over the USB flash drive. At this moment, she seemed to have lost her soul, sitting on the stool blankly. Lin Langxing was in a tense state, and Chen Ling was afraid that if he asked her, she would be frightened and would not dare to reveal the information. Therefore, she asked John Killen to drive to pick them up and took Wang Zhen with her. In this way, Lin Langxing will not feel alone and helpless. Chen Ling first ordered a pot of salty milk tea and poured a cup for Lin Langxing. The warm milk tea was in the palm of her hand, giving her a little warmth. Chen Ling held Xiaoxing's shoulders and said to her, "Thank you for your hard work during this period. I think if Jiao Shushan is alive in heaven, he will definitely be grateful to you." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 339. Revealing a secret is a very tiring thing in itself. After telling this dark story, Lin Langxing felt that all her strength had been used up. And recently, because of something on her mind, she hasn't had a proper meal for a long time. Chen Ling was not restrained and ordered almost all the dishes on the menu. A full table of dishes was served, and Lin Langxing felt dizzy with hunger. "Xiao Xing, you will be my assistant in the future, please remember my rules." Chen Ling's expression was serious. Lin Langxing swallowed his saliva and looked at Chen Ling. "The world is big, but eating is the biggest." Chen Ling handed over a pair of chopsticks. Lin Langxing took the chopsticks. "Come on, try this lotus leaf beef rib, it's stewed very soft." Chen Ling was afraid that Lin Langxing would be restrained, so she took the lead in eating. Only when people are full can they have the courage to face the world. After finishing the meal, Lin Langxing felt like she was alive again with a full stomach. Chen Ling also asked the waiter to bring some packaged snacks to Lin Langxing. After the meal, Lin Langxing refused Chen Ling's offer to send her home. Chen Ling did not force her, asked for her address, and called a taxi for her. "Take a hot bath at home and have a good sleep. Go to the company tomorrow after you have enough sleep." Chen Ling patted her shoulder, "Leave the rest to me. You don't have to worry about it anymore." Lin Langxing bowed, lowered her head and picked up her backpack. "Ling sit down." Wang Zhen stood up, "I'll take her to the car, and it's time for me to go." "No, Sister Zhen, I have something to tell you. Please come back after you send Xiao Xing away. I'll wait for you in the private room." Wang Zhen nodded and took Xiao Xing out. In the private room, Chen Ling and John Killen were left. Chen Ling called the waiter, cleared the leftovers on the table, and served fruit tea. The waiter closed the door. Chen Ling immediately took out the USB flash drive from her pocket, held it up, studied it against the light for a while, and confirmed that there was no special mechanism in the USB flash drive. Then she took out a palm-sized folding portable notebook from her school bag. John Killen walked behind Chen Ling, lowered his head and gently kissed her head. "Ling, don't be angry," he said. When Xiao Xing started talking about Jiao Shushan's tragic story, he felt her anger. However, she concealed it very well. Only at a certain moment, you can see a trace of anger that is difficult to detect with the naked eye in Chen Ling's black eyes. Chen Ling is indeed very angry. She is angry at Jiao Shushan's parents, angry at Huanbeiwi Entertainment Company for openly treating artists as commodities to please dignitaries, and angry at those bastards who seek excitement and do not treat people as human beings. Chen Ling closed her eyes, suppressed her surging emotions. "Brother Lan, I finally know what it means that hell is empty and the devil is on earth. Jiao Shushan, she has tried so hard." She clenched her fists. John Killen rubbed her hair. "What we can do is to rescue those who are struggling to survive in the dark as early as possible, the more the better." Wang Zhen returned to the private room and reached out to push the door. After thinking about it, She raised her hand and knocked on the door. John Killen walked over and opened the door. Chen Ling had already written the puzzle program. The black USB flash drive would be able to successfully decrypt it in 2 minutes at most. Wang Zhen walked in and saw a small notebook on the table. Sister Zhen, let me formally introduce you to John Killen, my boyfriend. He is an officer of the country's special military. Chen Ling put her arm around John Killen's shoulders in a somewhat improper manner and kissed him on the face. Although Wang Zhen had already guessed the identities of the two. But when she heard John Killen's name, she was still stunned. John Killen? I feel this name is a little familiar. Chen Ling added, he is John Kiun's real brother. Wang Zhen opened her mouth wide. After a while, she gave a thumbs up, okay, Chen Ling, military wife? No one will dare to take advantage of you in the future. Of course, Chen Ling, you should be more careful in the future, you must restrain yourself. As for handsome guys, just look at them, but don't cheat on Commander Zhang, that's illegal. The soul travels through the 18th line, the female agent is killing crazy in the entertainment. Author, Buletin Yehoyun Li. Chapter 340. This agent is really good. John Killen thought. So, he extended a friendly and approving hand to Wang Zhen. Hello, Wang Zhen. Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking care of Chen Ling. Wang Zhen shook his hand happily. It's your duty, it's your duty. Chen Ling crossed her arms and looked coldly. Sister Zhen, I really admire you. Wherever you go, people can recognize you. Wang Zhen raised her eyebrows proudly. That's right. Let's learn from it. You are so smart, how did you fall into the hands of Hu Shizhang? Chen Ling said seriously. The smile on Wang Zhen's face had not yet disappeared, but her eyes darkened first. Ling do you remember why I chose to be your agent in the first place? Chen Ling nodded, I remember. There was a movie that was shot near the reservoir. You should be following an artist at the scene. As a result, you accidentally fell into the water. I turned into a catfish spirit and rescued you ashore. At this point, Chen Ling's eyes flashed, didn't you accidentally fall into the water? Wang Zhen said bitterly, of course not. I can't swim, and I've always been a little afraid of water. How could I have been so careless? It was Hu Zibao, Hu Suitong who pushed me into the water. But there were no witnesses at the time. Why did she push you? Because she was reselling business information, I discovered it. At that time, I thought she was in financial difficulty, was confused and took the wrong path. I was too stupid and naive to date her to a place where no one was, before it caused a big disaster. Told her to stop. I never expected that she actually pushed me down when there was no one around. After I was rescued by you, I naturally couldn't let it go. I ran to the boss to report her. But Hu Suitong, she is the first to complain. Go and tell the boss first that I am reselling information. Because neither of us can produce actual evidence, the boss cannot easily draw a conclusion. She's always the best at pretending to be pitiful. And I'm not the kind of person who would do anything wrong. Seeing her like that, I can't help but cynicize. As a result, she gained most of the sympathy and trust. Instead, she said that I lost my temper because I had a guilty conscience and became angry out of shame. At that time, it was really my darkest moment. As for you, you didn't worry too much. You chased me every day, well, you made trouble for me every day. I almost want to quit my job, but I feel unconvinced. A few days later, she took the initiative to resign. She said that I had joined forces with my colleagues to exclude her, and she was worried that it would be difficult to get along in the company in the future. Damn, I took a big blame. Her position is not high and her resignation procedures were completed very quickly. Unexpectedly, within a few days, several of our Xinjiao company's businesses were snatched away by competing companies. Their price estimates were very accurate, just a little lower than ours. Later, a friend on Mr. Fu's road revealed to him that it was Hu Switong. Not only did she collect business information, but she also obtained from unknown sources the scripts of several variety shows that our company was planning to invest in at the time. As a result, those few variety shows were not filmed. Our company suffered a lot of economic losses. Everyone knows that I was wronged. But Hu Switong came prepared and did not leave any clues. We can only silently swallow this hidden loss. Chen Ling pondered for a while. Sister Zhen, I think you may have overlooked something. If you found out that she had stolen trade secrets, she wouldn't kill you. Remember carefully and see if there is anything else you overlooked. I guess she had some scandal and mistakenly thought you had discovered it, so I will kill you. Perhaps, you were stared at by her for a while, and then she found out that you really didn't know, so she let you go. Wang Zhen shuddered. Really? During that time, I always felt like someone was following me secretly. Also, there were signs that my apartment had been rummaged through. I thought it was the landlord. At this time, the computer made a light sound. U-disk unlocking is completed. All three turned to the computer at the same time. Their faces don't look very good. The owner of the USB flash drive, Qiao Shushan, is dead. Considering what she experienced during her lifetime, no matter what is recorded in this USB flash drive, it will definitely not be something beautiful. Chen Ling's eyes darkened. Sister Zhen, let's investigate Hu Switong's matter slowly. Now, let's see what is stored in this USB flash drive. At this moment, the palm-sized computer screen was like a miniature gate to hell. How ugly and evil is the world behind the door. Chen Ling took a breath and prepared herself mentally. Still disgusted.